Hi, you're listening to the Love and Money podcast with Shakira, and today I'm going to talk to you about what's going on over in China and will it affect the stock market? So, there is a company by the name of Evergrand over in China that is in trouble. It's called the China Evergrand Group, and they are a Chinese real estate developer. They are the biggest in sales as far as selling property. And so there are a bunch of protesters standing out in front of the building. And these protesters are a bunch of small investors that gave their money to the company and they want their money back. So, what this company Evergrande did is they borrowed a lot of money and they don't plan on paying it back. So, they borrowed $300 billion. They owe $300 billion. And this money was borrowed from banks and from investors. And so, um, as far as people who were invested in this company, Evergrande, they lost, the shares lost 80% of its value with over just a few months. So, people are up in arms over in China. If you can imagine a building, just imagine a large building and just imagine a bunch of protesters standing in front of this building with signs. So that's what's happening right now over in China. And the name of the company is called Evergrande. And the reason why it's a big deal is because it's one of the largest, biggest Chinese real estate developers. And they sell property all over China. And so a lot of people, they lost a lot of money and they want their money back. And so, how does this relate to us? Is that we do have some people over in China who have their money in the US stock market and vice versa. So, although we are far apart, we are, we do work interdependently, if you know what I mean. So, like for example, with the US stock market, there are Chinese companies in the US stock market that some people have their money in and vice versa. So it's like an interrelationship type deal. So the things that are happening over in China, they affect things that happen over in the United States. So some people keep an eye on what's going on over in China. Other people don't really pay attention. But the name of the company is called Evergrande, and it's sort of a big deal. And people are wondering how is it going to affect the U.S. stock market? Because people who were in this particular uh, fund called Evergrande, they just lost 80% of their value in over just a few months. So those are the investors in the specific company, Evergrande. So this real estate firm, they have $300 billion in liability. They have a EV sector, electric vehicle sector. It's a Hong Kong listed electric vehicle sector, and that is battling survival. It has also reached over to Sweden. There's a Swedish unit. They have a Saab factory, and they gave notice to half of their workers. So Evergrande, they have a target valuation of 750 billion. As of August, the valuation was at 38.1 billion won. The name of their money is called won, where we have the US dollar. Over in China, it's called the won. So Evergrande has a valuation of 38.1 billion. won as in August, and as of last month, it has dropped from 38.1 billion to 17 billion. And so people are wondering how will this affect the US stock market if it does at all. And so what people are suspecting is lower stock prices, lower real estate prices, higher mortgage interest rates, and they're expecting that it may create a dip. And what people usually do is they buy at the dip, but not Evergrand. Evergrand is something that we do not want to be in. It is not doing well. They owe a lot of people a lot of money. They owe banks money. They owe investors money that they have not paid back. So this is what's going on with Evergrande. It's collapsing right in front of everybody's eyes. It probably won't be a big deal with the U.S. stock market. The U.S. stock market is pretty strong, but we may see a dip because, as I said before, the U.S. and China, they do have a small interrelationship going on because of the fact that some Chinese businesses are right here on the US stock market. So you just want to be aware and cognizant of what you are investing in. Are you investing in a US company or are you investing in a Chinese company? So you want to read about what you're investing in before you get in it. So I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. This is just for educational and informational purposes only. And I just thought it was interesting. Bunch of people standing out in front of a building protesting. They want their money back. And that is what's going on over in China. So this is the Love and Money podcast with Shakira. If you like this podcast, please share it with one other person and please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the algorithm. Thank you for listening.